Have you ever wondered what a good, healthy relationship should look like from dating and onwards? A lot of people, they rush into things, they end up mistaking red flags for love, and they don't even know what it's supposed to look like when you are in a healthy, committed, great relationship. Especially if you're someone who's experienced being in very unhealthy and toxic relationships, then this video is going to be really, really helpful for you. Because in this video, I'll walk you through the key stages of a healthy relationship, all the way from the dating stage to long-lasting, forever love. So let's dive right into it. The first stage, which lasts between, from 0 to 6 months, not 0, but you know what I mean. It can last 3 months, it can last 6 months, 7 months, maybe even 8 months. And if you're long distance, it can last a little longer because you see each other less. But that's the beginning stage. That's where you feel the butterflies. That's where you idealize each other. And it's completely normal to idealize each other. You probably don't fight so much and you're very physically attracted to each other. In this stage, you're just so interested in learning everything you can about this new person and merging with them, and you just can't get enough. So it's a very enjoyable stage, but it's also a very exhausting stage because you are constantly very alert. You have all eyes on this dating relationship. You can't focus on work. You can't focus on school. You're just completely obsessed with this other person and wanting to explore your relationship with them. It's not going to last, but enjoy it as long as it's there. There are a couple of pitfalls to look out for, however, in this stage, which is rushing things because you idealize the other person. You just want to be in a committed relationship immediately with them. You completely overlook red flags because you have this fantasy version of them that you've sort of created, like they're perfection, they're completing you, they're everything you've ever looked for in somebody. So you can tend to overlook some things and then attach yourself to the other person too soon, especially if you have an attachment wound. I've made a lot of videos about attachment styles. You can go to my page and you can see there's plenty of them there if you're interested. But yeah, let me link to the 4 attachment styles up here. You can start with that if you don't know much about attachment styles, then you can watch that video. But rushing in is definitely a pitfall of this stage. During this first stage, you also always want to put your best foot forward. So while they are showing you the best version of themselves, you are also showing them the best version of yourself. And maybe you're sort of hiding the more darker aspects of your personality. But then comes the second stage, the deepening stage. And so this can go from 6 months to 2 years. In this stage, you find out if you're truly compatible because you start really getting to know each other. And in this stage, this idealization is going to come crashing down. It's not going to last, and you're suddenly going to realize that this person you're with, they have a lot of flaws. They are actually annoying sometimes. They have morning breath. They smell sometimes. They say annoying things. Like, you start realizing that this is actually a whole human being. It's not this perfection masterpiece that you thought they were. So it can be a bit disappointing during that stage, but fear not. This is a stage you'll have to go through with literally anybody that you fall in love with. There's no way around it because it's a part of building true, real love down the line. Because if you're just in love with a fantasy, you're not in love with the real person. Because in the first stage, the honeymoon stage, you're in love with a fantasy, sort of, because you don't really know the person that well. So now you're really going to start getting to know them. But sometimes you also find out that you're not compatible during this stage, and then the relationship ends. That's okay too. But you'll see some arguments are going to start coming up. You're going to start balancing your life a bit more, whereas you were completely obsessed with the relationship in the beginning. Now you're going to start also finding some time for your friends again. You're going to start going back to your hobbies. Hopefully you're going to start balancing. It's not that you're going to stop hanging out with your partner. You're just going to start balancing everything a little bit more. You have less adrenaline. You have less love hormones in your body. So you can just lead a more normal life together, which is also amazing and great and romantic. A great thing during this stage is also, as you both realize that you're real human beings and real people, emotional intimacy will grow. You're going to start feeling comfortable to be more vulnerable with them than you were in the beginning and show them the real you. And that's why you're going to start feeling more loved for who you are and less anxious. Whereas in the first stage, you're putting your best foot forward and you're anxious that once they find out who you really are, then they're not going to love you. So during the second stage, you're going to start feeling more ease with that. The more you open up to them and them not leaving and them opening up to you and you finding some mutual grounds in this newfound vulnerability. Some pitfalls in this stage can be emotional avoidance, fear of conflict, not being comfortable having the healthy conflict that you need to have in a relationship to make it work. I'll link to a video up here. Wow, I'm linking to a lot of videos about healthy conflict. But that can really be a pitfall because it's important that you have the conflict to get to know each other. Having healthy conflict is part of a healthy relationship as long as you know how to navigate it and you don't let it destroy you. It's not a bad thing. And it can also be a pitfall finding out, like I said, if you're completely incompatible during this stage. That can be really heartbreaking if that's the case. And then we have the third stage, and this is the stability and commitment stage. And so this is from, let's say, 2 to 5 years. These timestamps, it can vary a bit from relationship to relationship, but it's just approximately from 2 to 5 years, okay? And so during this stage, the love grows and you start to future plan. You start maybe wanting to plan a family, wanting to buy a house together, wanting to move somewhere together. It starts becoming more of, the two of you become more of a settled family union, regardless of whether you have kids or not. It's just becoming more stable and you're getting more used to each other. Yes, you don't have that crazy excitement that you had in the beginning, but hopefully at this stage, real love has started to grow and real understanding of each other has started to grow, so you start feeling seen and heard. You form a more secure attachment where you don't constantly need validation from the other person in order to feel secure in the relationship. You just know they're there, you trust them. And of course, in this overview that I'm giving you in this video, we're assuming that there hasn't been like a huge betrayal like cheating or toxic relationship traits that has made it so that you haven't been able to move into this third stage and you've sort of stayed in stage 1 and 2. Which is actually why toxic relationships can feel more exciting and more explosive and like you're more in love, even though that's not what love is, but it can feel like that because you never move from stage 1 and 2 to stage 3. And in this stage, you get even better at balancing the relationship with the other activities that you do in your career. And you can even for short periods, or sometimes you can focus on other things in the relationship because the relationship is stable now. But one of the pitfalls in this stage is that you get comfortable and that you start taking your partner for granted and that the intimacy sort of fades and you don't really make an effort and you forget to communicate because maybe you're living together, but you're just more going about your own lives for certain amounts of time. So it's really important to keep the romance alive by going on dates, by still having nights where you turn off your phones, turn off the TV, and you just sit and talk and check in with each other. How are you doing? How am I doing? It's great during this stage to start working with a professional therapist or coach like myself. There's a link in the description below if you do want to work with me, to just check in with each other and make sure that there are not a lot of resentment building up or things that are going to go unnoticed because you're both putting in less effort than you used to put in. And then we have the fifth stage, which is long-term partnership and growth. And it lasts from 5 years on and on and on and on and on, as long as you stay together. So in this stage, you really have developed a really deep and unbreakable bond. In this stage, you have become like family. And maybe you've even started a family. So at this point, you know each other's families. You're so involved in each other's lives that it's difficult to even imagine that you wouldn't be super entangled in each other's lives, right? So there comes such a safety and love and feeling of belonging at this stage, and it's really, really wonderful. Like I said, you might have kids together at this point, And that would bring you even closer in many ways because you have a shared project. It could also mean that the romance part of the relationship, that part is you're struggling more and more with that because it's important to keep that alive. Even in the stage we had before this 5+ year stage, it can be a challenge, but now it's really up to you to keep the romance alive and to keep seeing your partner as a person who's not just a mom or a dad or a family member of yours, but who is someone who can evolve, someone who has new thoughts and ideas. You may think that you know everything about them, but at this stage, it's important to keep the curiosity alive. You grow together, you go through major life changes together. When you're together for a long time and potentially for a lifetime, then you'll go through all sorts of ups and downs. Someone may get fired, someone may get promoted, someone may suddenly get famous, someone may go into a depression, someone may start getting anxiety. All kinds of things can happen. And this is the stage where you stick by each other because you've already built a strong foundation. And then you go through things together. And whenever you need it, you seek professional help. There are pitfalls during this stage, of course, which is lack of intimacy, not prioritizing the relationship, and not having consistent communication. So deep-rooted resentment can grow and eventually explode, or someone will feel neglected and end up having an affair because they don't feel emotional intimacy or physical intimacy. There are a lot of pitfalls, but in the healthy version of this, you make sure to keep all of these things active and you make sure to still prioritize the relationship and find ways of building that attraction and keeping the interest in each other. So how you keep a relationship strong over time is by continuing to do the things that you did in the beginning. Continue to communicate and develop your skills to communicate with each other. Continue to try new things together and grow together. Continue to be flexible. Continue to be willing to compromise. And continue to be intimate with each other. Even in sometimes maintenance sex is what you need to do. It can't be fireworks every time. Day-to-day life is here. It's okay. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes for a whole month, you'll just be watching TV every night. But then you pick yourselves up and then you make an effort and then you take a weekend away or you take an evening away or you go do something fun together, a new activity. If you keep making that effort and your partner sees you making that effort, they will make that effort too, if they're in it. Otherwise, they need a bit of a wake-up call. But don't stop communicating. A healthy relationship isn't about perfection. It's about growing together over time. And so hearing about these different stages of a healthy relationship, what stage do you think you are in? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.